So, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us in this Global from Asia and GFA VIP activity. My name is Jana Tural, and today we're very proud to launch the second chapter of the GFA Decentralized Program. Now, supposedly, I will be the second speaker. However, I noticed that there are still people trying to join the session. So what I will do instead is I'll go ahead with the first part of my presentation. And then later on, I can go back and resume with it, no, so that we can just get started with uh, with the session. So let me share my screen so that for those of you who would like to have an idea what the decentralized program is all about. And I would like to say welcome to Randolph. I think the participants are coming in. I think we should stick to the program if it's
Yeah.
all right with you. So Randolph, please load your presentation already. So welcome everyone. And I would like to request our participants to introduce themselves in the chat box. Jennifer, Adrian, Alvin, I hope you can introduce yourself in the chat box. Brenda, William, maybe you can type in the chat box where are you from so that we can have a bit of an idea about you. Randolph, please share your presentation while we're waiting for everyone's introduction. And maybe you can go full screen with your presentation so that there won't be disruptions on the screen. Okay.
Can you see my screen now?
Okay, all right. So let's start the ball rolling, no? So again, welcome everyone and thank you for joining this session. Randolph, nawala yung presentation mo.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Whoops. Sorry. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. It's been a while since I.
And then may I encourage everyone to give a quick introduction in the chat box. So Beverly, hello, thank you very much for joining. And actually Beverly is from Bohol, no? One of my mentees sa KMME, Kapatid Mentoring Program. And so I hope you're not shy to introduce yourself in the chat box so that we can have more info about you.
Sure.
So welcome, welcome. So we have Jenny from Valenzuela, Hoton from Magallanes, Alvin from Mindoro, and Ian. So, and by the way, the session will be recorded and it will be published on the GFA or the Global from Asia website. So we have a two-part presentation this morning. Randolph will kick off and talk about 3D printing for creative entrepreneurs, how to monetize your ideas. And then afterwards, I'm going to talk about cross-border, building a cross-border e-commerce community, talking about the GFA decentralized program or the local city chapter program. And I'm very glad that Randolph stepped up to become the chapter leader for GFA Kronos, which is going to specialize on 3D printing. And actually, for those of you who may not know, Randolph was very involved in setting up my e-learning websites before, like the e-commerce bootcamp, digital influencer bootcamp, and even my early videos before the certified blog and social media entrepreneur program. And then later on, he worked for Unbox, and then he also got the chance to work for Yugatech, no, maintaining their back end, no. So you're talking to a really savvy tech guy. He also creates his own WordPress plugins with various coding tools out there. So, and I'm very glad that he ventured more than just being a techie guy. He ventured into e-commerce. He ran some e-commerce sites, and now he's also into 3D printing. So Randolph, I'm going to turn over the floor to you now, and we look forward learning from you.
Thank you, Miss Janet, for that wonderful introduction. So, I mean, yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, so for sure, I think most of here are new to 3D printing, and I think some of you shared your interest in this industry, and I'm really excited to share this new venture of mine. And actually, just to give you like a background, printing has been around in this industry for such a long time, and I think I've entered this industry way back 2015 or 2014, like that. So 3D printing back then was just really just for enthusiasts and enterprise level. So if you will access this hobby, you definitely need to have those cash. To very, very technical. So it's not really user friendly. So as time goes by, so it's been now a decade, more than a decade. since that time, and a lot of things has changed, and that's why I'm really excited to share to you this experience, because throughout this journey I've seen the change in this landscape, and that's what I'm going to share you. All right, so for sure, so pardon me for this one because I'm quite new to the Zoom, to the updated Zoom. So I'm just going to check the chat here just to get into the groove of the participation. So how many here actually are have heard 3D printing, and those who have idea in this category? So can I see some? There's a raised hand. This is Miss Janet. Sorry, I just need to see the majority of the audience. Oh, there you go. Okay. So most of you guys are here.
Then let me take care of it themselves, not us. It takes the monkey off of our back. I think we covered everything pretty much that we had asked in the room. I can't think.
All right. So here, just to be, I'm not going to give you the full introduction since we have a very limited time for this webinar. But 3D printing is being it's like a dream come true of mine, because my dream to create my own product ever since, I think the one that made it into reality. Because if you will think about creating your own product, there's a lot of steps before you can produce a high quality product. So for sure, most of you here are business owners or future business owners, and that when you manufacture a product, you need to have those lots of steps before you can actually have a tangible product. So let's say, for example, if you're going to a manufacturer, or if this is a mass-produced product, you have to go to the prototyping, R&D, and designing phase, and into the factory, and so on and so forth. Now, before you can even have that tangible product, you need to go back and forth with your supplier, with your designer, and so on and so forth. So with this one, 3D printing has connected the dots between those gaps in terms of the business owner and the actual product. So here, when I say 3D printing, it's something that you can transform, something that you can imagine, and you can transform anything, and you can actually create your own personal product. All right. So hold on. This is my here. Okay. So with a quick introduction. So there are different types of 3D printing currently right now, but I'll be focusing with the FDM, which is the most popular type of 3D printing. There's different types, but this is the most accessible to consumer level. All right, so 3D printing, additive manufacturing, is a process that creates three-dimensional object by depositing materials layer by layer according to the digital blueprint. Anyway, so here you will see that the costs in terms of creating your own product and creating something that you can sell is way faster than the traditional way. So what I mean by the traditional way is when you do the manufacturing, going to the factory. Let's say, for example, if you want to manufacture in China, or let's say here locally in the Philippines, we also have here factories, right? So you want to go with the most popular here in Bulacan and in the south, or in other region. You have to talk to someone, and you need to have full knowledge in terms of the whole process. But here, if you just want to test a product, you just want to know if this is viable in terms of long-term product, you can definitely do that instantly. So here's one of those examples. So on-demand product with zero inventory cost. Yes, zero inventory cost, because sometimes you can create products that are on the fly. So for example, there's an order, you can just print that out, and specifically you just need one piece, you can do that. Not like in a traditional manufacturing product, you have this MOQ, like minimum order quantity, right? And then they also have like a minimum order. So let's say 10 pieces, 50 pieces, right? But here, since you have this machine that can produce that product, you can instantly create that. And then here, also the complex geometry is impossible with traditional methods. So like in manufacturing, there's what we call this the molding. Molding is creating this product in terms of based on the design. But if you're going to mass produce, you need to have that design that is not very intricate. But with the 3D printing, actually, I'll show you later on. So the sample products that are very intricate that cannot be replicated in terms of the traditional way of manufacturing. And customization of individual customers at no extra cost. Yes, because again, if you go to the traditional way, if you want to add something to the current product that you already manufactured, there's an added cost. So you're going back and forth with your manufacturer and so on and so forth. So rapid iteration, prototyping of new products. Yes. So if you have this, oh, wait, I need to revise this design. I need to add this setup. Instantly, you can do that because you have this machine that can easily produce that in just an hour, or even if it's a large object, you can produce it in just less than a week or less than a day. With that said, this technology has stepped up from the very ground up. So way back, if you see the 3D printing community, it's very difficult to enter this industry because you need to have that knowledge. But now, since now we are now in the AI, definitely it's step up in terms of speed, because right now, even though you don't have knowledge in 3D designing, you can enter this industry instantly by going to ChatGPT, or even by using this ready-made tools that are available with the actual machine. You can definitely create your own product, and with just your imagination, kumbaga, your only limit is your imagination. So that's why I'm really excited to share with you all of these things that we're going to experience as well. Okay, so here, for the essential hardware, like what I've said, there are other types of 3D machines. So I will not break down most of those because a lot of those are enterprise level, which means if you're going to go to the different types of 3D printing, there are a lot. For example, smartphones, right? So there are a lot of types of smartphones. There are folding smartphones, there are featured phones, there are typical smartphones, and there are traditional smartphones. So same with the technology of 3D printing, there are a lot of categories, but I will focus on this two category. So the resin type printers and the FDM printers. But for this topic, I'll focus on the FDM because it's something that it's more accessible. So later on, I'll discuss as well why the resin printing as well is a bit more complicated than the FDM printer. So the Bambu Lab series and the Creality Ender series, these are two of the popular printers that you can see locally. So what you see here, I'm not sure if you're also seeing my camera right now. Can you confirm that you can? I'm not sure if you can see my background or just my presentation.
We can see your video.
Okay, okay. So anyway, in my background, you will see that I have here different types of printers. So at the top, this is like an open type printer, and this is a closed type printers in the middle. And this one is the Bambu Lab, one of the example there, the Bambu Lab series. And this too also is a Bambu Lab. And this one is the Elegoo. So it's quite similar with the Creality Ender series, but this is a different brand. So again, there are a lot of brands, and I'm also very excited because there are a lot of competition now in the 3D printing industry. Not like before, there's only few brands. So, but then as you see, similar with the smartphone. So I'm going to compare it to smartphone because that's that's my specialization as well, because I've been a tech blogger for such a long time. So that's the best way that I can interpret this industry. So for a smartphone, for example, before you just hear Samsung, iPhone, right? So now we have the mid-range devices. Like we have Vivo, we have Oppo, we have Sony, and so on and so forth, right? So similar to 3D printing, before we only have this enterprise level 3D printers that are not accessible to most consumers, because only factories or manufacturers can buy those, because the prices of those machines are 6-digit, even millions, before you can even try it. And for a typical consumer, it's not it's not that very cheap, right? Now with this one, with the Bamboo Lab, but the Bamboo Lab brand actually game changed everything. So even though they've been late in the scene, so they like the disruptor of the 3D printers. So for example, this one, Elegoo as well. They specialize in the resin industry. So now they also jump with the FDM type of printers, which is this one. Now here, the Bubble Lab series, you will see that the price range here is ranging from 30,000 to 70,000. So again, pardon me if I'm not going to give you like the brief introduction of the different brands because those are available online already. So I want to focus on the actual things that you need to know in terms of if you want to really jump into this type of industry. Because again, other contents out there available na. So I don't want to repeat that as well because it's just one Google away, kumbaga. So there. So for this one, for the Bamboo Lab series, so this is actually my first printer here. But I did have very old printers back then, which is most of them are very, very slow. Like if you need to print, for example, this type of object, it will take you half day before you can even have this type of product. Not like now with the new printers, this can be printed in less than 30 minutes. So imagine the speed that we have right now with those machines. And before, if you want to have that speed, again, you need to pay for a price for that kind of technology. But now it's more accessible. Okay, so you see there again, the price range of this one is ranging from 30,000 to 70,000. Yes, that's still quite stiff for some people, but they have this budget type version, which is, you will see here at the top, those are the A1 series. And this one are around 20,000 above. So they also have the mini. So currently, hindi ko na siya nabuksan, but I'll show you soon. They call it the Bamboo A1 Mini. So that's less than 20,000, I think, for the base model. All right. So for the upper high-end range, so the differences of those machines actually is more on the capability of ano yung kaya nilang i-print. For example, the typical printer can print the PLA. So the PLA here, again, so this is an example of a Silk PLA Plus, and it's like a rainbow color. So before we only have plain colors. For example, here you will see I have this color lemon yellow. I do have a lot of filament here. So they call it the filament. So filament are the plastic.
Brandon,
Yes.
maybe the camera can close up to you since you're showing some stuff so that
Okay. Sure.
they can see
Can you
what
zoom
you're.
in? All right, there you go.
Maybe your
All
guy
right.
can zoom in whenever you're pointing to something. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Good. So here you can see this is a PLA type and this is a 1 kilogram. So in the Philippines, actually, hindi ganun kadami yung type of weight of the filaments, this one. So in other countries, they have like 5 kilograms, 10 kilograms, and even higher than that. But here in the Philippines, again, since ngayon pa lang natin na-adapt yung 3D printing. But then again, as I mentioned, it's been a while here in the Philippines since we have 3D printers. So we have oops, we already have our 3D printers way back 10 years ago. But then again, the accessibility, that's one factor. That's why most of the people are not jumping into this type of industry. So I think I lost my camera. Hold on. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Hold on. All right, there you go. Can you zoom in? Content. All right, there you go. All right. So for the different types of the filament, which is again this one, most of you will hear PLA, ABS, carbon, PETG, and so on. Back then, PLA and ABS lang yung mga available. Or those are the different types of filament that you use or commonly use. So ang difference na naman nila, usually ABS is the same plastic that you see on the actual objects that you see on a day-to-day basis. For example, this one. This is made of ABS plastic. So yung mga ginagamit ng mga manufacturer, so that's the ABS. But the PLA is more on like entry-level type of plastic, kumbaga. So it's not that really withstand heat, withstand high temperature, or withstand durability. So it's really more on the prototyping. But then again, hindi naman siya super like a object that's very fragile that it will break or something. So there's a lot of different types of filament, but then again, that's more on the advanced. So I'm just going to give you the basic idea of this type of filaments. So I also have here the carbon. Here, this one. So this one, if you heard about carbon object, those are very lightweight, but then very durable. So carbon type, what you call this material, is very expensive. And at the same time, you will only see those in expensive gadgets. For example, in a motorcycle, if you heard the carbon type text material, you will see that it's very durable and lightweight. So this one they have. So they have a this one they call it the PACF 3D filament. So this is a carbon filament, and but then again there are compatibilities. So for example, this one cannot be used by a typical 3D printer. So for example, you want to print this type of material, you need to have a machine that is capable of printing this. So most of the machines out there, which is again in the around the price of 30,000 to above, hindi niya kaya yon. Because again, you're just doing a basic printing. Basic printing, what I mean is, yes, it can do different types of filament, but then high temperature printing, hindi na nila kaya because you need to have those, hold on. Oops, there you go. Okay. So next natin is, aside from the materials that we are going to use, is we need to actually have the software. So hand in hand yung tatlo na yan. So it's number one, the machine. Second is the material that you're going to use. And number three is the software that you're going to use in order for you to produce the object. So before, the software back then, it's really complicated to use. So if you will open the software, like you will see, like although the thumbnail there is in the presentation quite similar, but then it's more complicated than that software before. But now it's more user friendly. Kumbaga, nag-upgrade na sila. Like same with the smartphone, software has been improved throughout the years, and it can be kumbaga used by common users out there. Kumbaga, you don't need to have those technical knowledge in order just for you to have those software. So for example, here, the software that typically yung mga 3D printing machines is built in na, not like before, it's always third party. Kumbaga, most of the machines before, they don't have this dedicated software that is compatible with the machines. For example, 10 years ago, I have this 3D printer that I've bought like in a US, and then when I used it, there's not even a manual that you can that will teach you how to use the 3D printer. So now, when you buy it, it's like a coffee machine. So you have the instruction how to open the coffee machine, how to plug it, and how to create a coffee. So similar with the new generation of 3D printers, ganun na siya ka-accessible. May manual, it will let you download the software, and it will even teach you how to use the software. So you have those basic information na. Back then, it's really hard. So, kumbaga, if you're in that era, talagang you will not go into this industry because you want to, anyway, so here you will see that the slicer, they call this the slicer, which is the software that converts your design, so the 3D object that you design in the virtual space or your workspace, which is in your computer, and you want to convert that into a G-code. And the slicer, yun yung ginagamit niya. So convertible is to the printer instruction, and we also have printer management. So this one, for example, you will see I have here a lot of machines. So I have a software that utilizes and controls it. So if you don't have a machine that controls a lot of machines, for example, I have example 20 machines. Ano mo siya mamamanage remotely? You will need, not like before, you need to go one by one, each machine, and so on and so forth. Now, with the help of new technology or new softwares, you can now remote control this one, even using just your smartphone. So kahit nasa ibang bansa ko, if I want to print, as long as the filament is inside or feeded in the machine, I can still print remotely. So that's the benefit of the new upgraded softwares that we have right now. And then, ayun, powerful options, because before you need to buy as well the software. Not like now, it's baked into the hardware. Kumbaga, they have this free software that you can use alongside with the hardware. And for example, this one, Bamboo Lab, they have the dedicated, they call it the Bamboo Lab Studio. Elegoo, they also have their software, and the Creality as well, they have this. And we have also open source type of software, which is enthusiasts, mga consumers, or enthusiasts, 3D printers, 3D printing enthusiasts, sila nag-develop ng software that are compatible with other printers. Because back then, 3D printers as well are DIY, so meaning do it yourself. If you want to build your own 3D printer, you need to buy this part, the extruder, you need to buy the railing, you need to buy the power supply, you need to buy the extruder, this one, yung parang pinaka-head niya. And it will take you a lot of technical knowledge before you can even start producing your own product. And now, like what I mentioned, it's now accessible through your iPad or even your mobile. So here, let's say for example, you have downloaded a 3D object. If you want to print that, you just a click of a button, you can now print using just your phone or using just your iPad. So if you're familiar with some of the 3D softwares na mga popular, we have in the creative space, we have those Maya, Fusion 360, we have the Blender, and we have other 3D softwares. Those tools are actually very complicated to use because if you don't have knowledge in 3D, you'll have a hard time in tinkering with the software. But now, since with the help of powerful smartphones and tablets and iPads, you can now even just create your design using just the iPad. Like for me, actually, until now, kumbaga, I'm still having a hard time learning some of the new features of the 3D printers, 3D softwares, because it's really complicated to understand because if you need to have, kumbaga, I will not break it down kasi nga, it's very complicated for you to understand yung mga terms nila. But what I'm using right now is, for example, here is the Shaper 3D. So it's a paid software, but they do have a trial version. So you can check it. It's only compatible. It's compatible with Windows and iOS. And the reason I've chosen this software tools is it's very easy to understand. Kumbaga, you just have to grab your iPad pencil and then you just have to draw inside that software and kumbaga kagad. Not like with the traditional softwares, like for example, Blender, it's a free software, but it's very complicated to understand if you're not very familiar with 3D. So, ang dami niya rin. So, another free software is we also have the Fusion 360. That's one popular. It's free for personal use. So, they have a subscription now. So, if you want to use it to create your 3D object, you have to, pay for the tool. So, okay. So, next natin. Here. So we're going to the monetization part. So again, you're here, syempre, you want to learn how do you create those products and how can you profit from it, right? So end of the day, it's a investment, right? These machines are investments. So these machines, like it's 30,000 above, right? So paano yung investment in terms of if you just bought this and again, you don't know how to use it, right? So here are some of the things that you can jump into if you want to produce your own product. Again, for the products, you can create your own product, which is what I'm doing. So because I have knowledge in creating 3D objects, 3D design, so I create my own design. But now there are also community 3D enthusiasts that are creating 3D that they sell. So that's the entry level part. So again, if you don't have knowledge in terms of creating your own product or your own design, you can go to the web and just search. And even the software sa Bamboo Lab, if you will check that, inside that software, there's a section that you will see the Maker Lab. And there you will see a lot of users uploaded their own design and you can print it. But then again, you have to take note that some of those designs are for personal use. So you have to ask for commercial license in order for you to print that. Because I think that's one of the things that some people are kumbaga, not telling that this, if you just download sa web ba, you can just print it. Yes, you can print it, but of course you cannot sell it in a mass production. So you can just sell it you just print it and then use it for your personal use. So if you really want to jump into this kind of business, you need to know those licensing. And there are a lot of creators out there, designers that are selling their products. So you just have to search you just have to search sa TikTok, sa Instagram. There are a lot of creators there that sharing their websites, their designs nila, and it's actually very cheap. Like before, for you to just license a design, it will take you like 10,000 pesos minimum. Kasi syempre it's a license agreement that with the designer and between you and the designer, I mean, to print those product in a mass production. So now there are also Patreons, there are also these creators are earning from their designs, so they're selling it for a lower cost, even though you can print it unlimited, right? So that's one thing that you need to check as well. If you're not into that type na you want to learn from scratch, okay? So again, this is the possibilities, yung mga souvenirs memorabilia. For example, I have here the keychain. Later, may picture pala sa next slide. But here, for example, this one, it's just a Easter egg, right? So, surprise egg, right? So, surprise egg, when you open it, there is a toy inside. For example, this one, so medyo maliit lang. So, I can, yeah. So, I'll just zoom lang. Saglit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, this is a very small object that, that we printed. So this is for kids. So very popular siya sa mga kids, this one. So, and another one is this one, and a shoe, right? So, although, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I lost again the camera. There. So, this one, a piggy bank. So, yan, right? So some of this are actually commercial license. So you just have to talk to the designer and you can print those for commercial use. So we also have here another one, replacement parts. So 3D printing is actually unlimited potential for revenue. Like this one, kumbaga, for people who want to jump into this industry, kumbaga, anything, again, like I mentioned a while ago, anything that you can imagine, it will be possible to be printed. And the competition here is, kumbaga, napakaliit ng competition. Kasi, again, end of the day, if someone is copying your design or printing as well the same object, you can tweak that design, it will be a unique design. So, sariling design mo na yun. And that object, or that 3D printed object, right? So that's the advantage of this one. That's why here I'm not gatekeeping this business, because again, end of the day, there's a lot of consumer out there who's looking to create their own product, but they don't have this access to the manufacturing. Because as I mentioned a while ago, if you want to go to the manufacturing side, you need to go visit again to China, to factories, and so on and so forth. But with this one, with the low-cost manufacturing, you can just talk to a 3D printing farm, to a guy that owns a 3D printer, and they can mass produce your idea or those design that you have in mind. Okay? So we also have here seasonal holidays. So syempre, upcoming December, And a lot of those actually, ngayon, nagkasariling mga designs nila for December. For example, they have this souvenir for Christmas, souvenir for November, Halloween, and so on and so forth. Like, di ba? So, in terms of production, again, they can mass produce this instantly. And for the price, later, you will see na sobrang high profit siya and high margin business. So here for the, if you're into cosplay, most of it, because before, yung mga nagko-cosplay, ang ginagawa nila, they have this costume. Usually they create it from scratch, like they have this rubber and then so on and so forth. But now, with the help of 3D printing, they just have this idea, okay, they create it in the 3D software, they tweak it, and then they print it. And then they paint it. So kaya din ngayon, ang gaganda na ng mga costumes nila. Like, same na silang mga fictional characters. So, there. And for educational as well, before kasi accessible si 3D printer sa mga laboratories, yung mga hospital, dental, and so on. Ginagamit nila pang prototype and so on. So ngayon, ginagamit na siya for educational purpose. For example, you want to show the bones and so on and so forth. So yan yung mga possibility. Okay, so sorry, naka-dual monitor kaya Twitch na presentation. Hold on. So not sure if you can read this because it's quite small. But here is the parang baseline calculation in terms of how you can compute in terms of your profit. So for example, here, the cost of the material, like this one, it ranges from actually 500 to 1,000. Depends on the material. So the cheapest is the PLA. And then again,
we cannot see your video.
Wala ulit. All right, so hold on. There you go. Alright, for example, this one is a 1 kilogram na ano. This roughly costs around 500 lang. 500 above, 600 to 700. And it depends on the brand. So if the material that you're going to use is like more durable or you're going to use it for outdoor, yan yung mga mas mga expensive na material. But then again, it's not as expensive as you think. Now, for example, if you're going to go with the manufacturing, this one, siguro pinakamahal na material that you can, or filament that you can buy is 3,000, 4,000. But then again, you can produce hundreds of objects now with that bundle of filament. Teo, can you grab the resin? Yeah, this one. Yeah. So another one I mentioned a while ago is the resin. So this one is a liquid type naman na material. So this one is a standard resin. So this one liquid siya. So ang price ito is around 1,500, but you can already produce a lot of resin object with this one once mag-print kayo. And most of it, this one medyo nahihirapan lang mag-catch up, mag-jump yung ibang mga users because resin is very toxic and ang daming kailangan precautions before you can start. Kumbaga, before you can even start, you need to know yung mga toxic na chemicals na. So with this one, FDM, so there's no really chemical. So minsan may ambay yung iba, like the ABS. That's the only thing that you need to be parang worried. That's the smell. But most of the new filaments now, hindi naman ganun parang perfume yung amoy nila. And most of the 3D printers as well, meron silang mga filters sa loob. So parang meron silang mga HEPA filter that they can lessen the smell and yung toxin nung material na ginagamit. So again, it depends on the materials that you're going to use. So for the computation here, you will see there in the presentation around, for example, per gram. Kasi dito, per gram ang computation. Again, 1 kilo, yung pinaka-typical na material that you can get here in the Philippines. And most of the material, for example, this one. Sorry. Video. For the shoe, this one is like less than 5 grams. So, that technically costs this one. Kumbaga, ang expense po lang dito is like 2 pesos or 5 pesos. Parang ganun lang siya. And for that, ang other cost of expenses mo is electricity. Another also na nag-improve with the 3D printers back then, sobrang takaw sa kuryente ng mga 3D printers. So if you print, syempre these printers, again, 24/7 sila tumatakbo. Like sometimes they print for several days or even weeks before it can finish yung isang large object. So technically the price per kilowatt hour, you need to consider that. But now, since it can print super fast, so your electricity bill is lower na as well. And at the same time, the power supply that they put here are actually lower than yung mga machines 10 years ago. Also, there you can see those other bullets there are yung mga things that you need to consider. So that's why I'm telling you that it really depends how you're going to put your product out there. So for example, just to give you the actual how I compute mine. So ako kasi, again, I design my own, what you call this, object. For example, this one, this is a bust. So the client just send me his photo and we convert it into a 3D. So can you guess how much the cost of this when you print this? This one, actually, the only cost is less than 50 pesos when you print this. Pero we are selling this starting around 2,000 pesos. So imagine your profit margin for this type of object. And again, yun nga, because it's a design that they can only get to you, hindi in, and that's one thing, that's why you can price it up as high as you can. So that's the thing that why I'm not really that there's a competition, there's this other 3D printer, 3D printer supplier out there that can also produce the same object. But then end of the day, you're in terms of how you market the product. So you can you can you can go with a lower profit margin or higher profit margin. So ako ang pinili ko yung higher profit margin. So yun yung parang kinonsider ko when it comes to this one. Kasi, again, you can really scale this up exponentially in just a few months. Like, for example, just to give you idea, before, again, I'm just running one machine. But after few bulk orders from my client from B2B, produce na kami more than, actually, 10 machines na. So, meron hindi na nakita sa camera, but I have more than 10 machines and actually still growing. Ay, hindi lang kaya ng capacity ngayon ng office namin. So, yun na yung parang problem namin ngayon. But then, in terms of scalability, it's really fast. And it really just depends how you're going to maximize the potential of this business. And there, for example, the computation, material cost, 50 grams, they multiply it again, you will see, 1 peso, di ba? So, yung times 2 in terms of markup, you will see here, ang baka lang dito sa sample computation, times 3 markup. Like, ang price nung para total cost mo is 134. But then, imagine if ikaw lang yung nag-produce ng object na yon, you can price it 1,000, right? So that's the potential when it comes to this type of business. Okay. Also, you can use tracking tools like Zoho Books and Spreadsheet for you to compute this one. But there are also available tools online for you to compute this. So there, in that, actually the vase in the photo, which is also here, that one, technically, design. It's created by the software na built-in nung machine na to. So, this one, ang cost lang ito is less than, I think, less than 50 grams eh. So, if that is less than 50 grams, so nandiyan 60 pesos, so that will be just 30 pesos or 40 pesos. So, or even less. Again, I don't want again to dive into the technicalities kasi this one kasi medyo mas solid siya. So, kumbaga, if para you can price it way cheaper. But then again, I want high quality products. That's why I'm putting more materials when printing to this. But the price for this one, you can sell this, imagine, you can sell this for 1,000. And this one, you cannot produce this in the traditional way of manufacturing, yung plastic manufacturing, because yung molding type. Like, look how intricate yung design niya. It's a spiral, and you can even make this more complicated. So, meron pa dito, for example, I also have here, So, ito yung nakita niyo na airless ball available sa online na produce. So, I'm not sure also if this will be going to be used by NBA in the coming future. But ito yan. So, nakita niyo, airless ball because meaning it's actually squid. Doesn't have air inside. So, it's using a TPU material. So, this one, sorry. This is the material that it's using. It's a parang flexible type material. Yan. And it's parang a rubberized type. Yan. And this one, hindi lahat ng printer kayang i-print to. So again, it will depend on the machine that you're going to purchase. So later, I'll share how you will know those more advanced technicalities about the different materials and machines. So yan, for example, this ball that can sell more than 1,000. Magkano ang bola na ano. But this one, it's nung ganung product possibilities. For example, another one, this one is a vase. This is a custom-made vase. Ayan. Although this one, you can see, it's very thin. So, again, this is just a prototype. Hindi siya production level na. So, this one, we just tested the color because this one, you can see, the color is gradient. So, it has this unique texture na nagpo-flow na from one tone to another tone. And another one, here, a more complicated vase. Although this one, again, this is a prototype. That's why it looks like this. So, you have this design. This one, dinesign ko sa software na zoom pa. You can zoom it. Yeah, this one, I designed this na sa software mismo. And actually, it's very easy to use. So, soon I'll share to you how you can produce this type of design without you even knowing how to 3D design. So, parang it's just like a slider na you just have to tweak and so on and so forth. Okay. So, next is here. I think sa baba niya. So, there's a picture of the shoe that I showed you a while ago. So, yun yung niya. You will see, that's the infill that they call it, material. Internal niya para maging solid siya. Okay. So, here. So, scaling your 3D printing business, which is, this is the route, the 3D printing farm. Because again, if you only have one machine, your limitation is actually with the object that you can print in one machine. For example, if your object it needs to be printed in 1 hour, so you're locked into that machine na isa lang yung kaya niya i-print per hour, right? So that's why most of the 3D enthusiasts will be on multiple machines because they need to print more objects. So again, with the help of the accessibility of the new printers, kasi it's more affordable and it's more accessible, you can now buy multiple 3D printers. If you, for example, investment mo or capital mo is 100,000, you can already buy 6 printers or 5 printers with that capital, and you can already create objects that can profit you 6-digit. So I'm not joking kasi I've been there, ginawa namin. And yes, it's a 6-digit capital, but then magbaba in just a few weeks or months, depending who's your client. So yan. For example, this is just a example lang, rough lang yan. So revenue, 5 printers, 3 items daily. So ano pa yan? It's very production line niya. 3 items daily. Pero that's not, actually, if you're going to run your 3D printer 24/7, it's like you can produce 100 objects. So, ngayon, actually, production kasi we're doing the workshop, but usually, puno tong mga printers na to and when we are producing hundreds of objects here. So, with that said, you can see, if you will print that and times 3 lang daily, you have a total of 200 profit per item, and in 30 days, you get a 30,000. In 30 days, 30,000, right? But then again, hindi lang ganun yung potential na yun. So again, it will depends how you craft your 3D machines. Yan. And then that's the ROI. Yan. Again, production, multiple orders, specialized printers, different materials application, ability to handle large bulk orders, which is yung ginagawa namin. Bulk orders talaga kami. And yung capacity, the more machines you have, the more chances that you can produce hundreds of 3D objects. And then, yun, ito medyo advanced na to. You'll have those automation machine that can speed up the process. So if you will go to TikTok or Instagram and search 3D printing, you will see some of those 3D form. They are actually have this automation na usually if they print, automatic yung 3D printer mismo yung mag niya. So here for example, this is the bed plate that I'm talking about. So you can see that this one, the object will stick here like that. Before you can even remove this, you need to wait for the temperature nitong bed na to dial down. Kasi usually 60 degree Fahrenheit Celsius. So dahil super sticky siya, kailangan nilang bumaba yung temperature object na yon. So again, kasama yun doon sa mga automation tools na ginagamit. Okay? And then, maintenance. So actually, yun, ang pinaka parang ano yung dito maintenance. So most of the maintenance here is you just have to change the extruder here. So the great thing naman here, not like again 10 years ago, you really need to have knowledge in terms of how you can replace the parang yung pinaka-head ng printer. And nasa kaloob ng machine. You cannot just like remove it. You need kumbaga mga sensors and so on and so forth. But now with the newer machines, actually with this one, I can just hit there, pull that kasi nakamag. So okay, it's a metal extruder that can be, hold on, I'm just going to grab what it looks like. All right. So also this one, as you can see, this is also 3D printed. This is a case. So, andito lahat ng mga tools. Yan. So, as like here sa studio namin, if we have objects that na kailangan pa namin bilhin, sometimes we just print it because again, we have machines that can produce it. So, this one, it is just that these are the head of the 3D printers that can be bought separately. And ito usually lang yung kailangan 1,000 prints kayo. Sometimes na nagja-jam na sila or nagiging problematic na sila. Pero most of it, yan. So for example, another object is like a dog tag, right? So very popular to some for parents that they need to have a dog tag sa ano nila, so you can easily produce. So before, di ba, kailangan pa bumili ng metal, so this one is a cheaper alternative. It's a plastic type of material that you can just print and put a name, di ba? Yan. And then, the other farm management essentials, usually more advanced to, pero things that you need to consider when you're going to full blast na yung 3D business nyo. But then, when you're starting, you really don't need most of this one. Yung parang mga automation and so on. Kasi you just have to just try it out and then learn from it, learn from your mistake. Kasi like me, even though I already have lots of printer here, I still make mistakes. Like I still have a lot of errors. For example, you can see here, these are the objects na kamali ako. For example, this one. Wala yun. So every day you're learning, every day you're encountering new problems, and that's the beauty of the 3D printing. Kasi you learn from your mistake, and the more mistakes you have, the more that you will learn and correct it in the future and make it replicatable na hindi na siya mauulit. Okay? Oops. Yan. Okay. So this one, again, this is more of a advanced na, but I'll just run down into it. Maximizing profitability. So tips and tricks to, based on my experience as well. Yan. Because most of this, syempre, kailangan you already have the knowledge in terms of the things that yung mga technical jargons ng printing. So infill, yung sinasabi ko kanina. So you can see that in that photo, it's printing layer by layer. So inside that, meron siyang infill. So but this one, it doesn't have infill kasi it's a vase type na most of the plastic that you have, the object you have, usually they have this parang material pa inside para maging mas durable sila. So yung sinasabi ng infill. So you need to lower that in order for you to para makatipid ng materials. Again, it depends on the object that you are printing. There's no formula here na, for example, if I print this, for example, again, for this sample, I will print the shoe and I will print the egg. So yung settings ito is actually can be used in the settings. But if you want to utilize yung materials to maximize in terms of profit versus the material, you need to tweak the settings of this one and you will not use the settings of this object to this object. Kasi mangyayari in terms of expense nung object na yan. So yan. Ayan, if you can print simultaneously nung object nyo, like for example, yung usually we print those like 20 pieces in one pass. So this one, you'll see the bed here, diba? So 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 so on. So usually when we print, we try to maximize the bed space of the 3D printer so that you can print a lot more, and at the same time you will print it in less than, kumbaga, the typical hours that you need to print it kapag isang object lang siya. And then, yan, create modular design that shares if you have this parang object that you always print it, you try to make something that is repeatable. So if that is repeatable, ihiwalay mo na siya na printing rather than parang you printing it within its object. And maximize support, yan. So support is actually, so I think I don't have just the photo. So those are objects that are hanging. For example, here, you will see that this one, meron siya yung parang chin ng object na yan. If you print this, syempre, if you imagine this, right, this will be printed layer by layer. But then, paano yung ipiprint yun nanditong part? So, this one, when it started printing, meron pa siya ditong object. Yan. Removable. So, when we remove that, yun niya. That's why, this is a floating, section eh. So, hindi nagkaroon ng problem when it comes to printing. So, yun yung support na tinatawag. So, again, in a more hands-on experience, I will share most of that. So, this one, it's more on just sharing you how it's being done. And yan, if you can customize existing models. So, again, the material or the objects that are available online, you can still edit that because most of that are 3D objects that you can still tweak. If how to use the software or the 3D software, you can still improve the existing objects that you have downloaded online. So you're not locked in na, example, you downloaded a vase online na super ganda, but then nakita mo na, it's too big for me. So you can still tweak that, you can scale it down, you can have other design in that in order for you to customize it on your own. Ayan. And then, in terms of pricing, ayan, for sure, sabi ko, develop a signature style that recognizable and hard to copy. So, doon po pasok yung parang marketing type. So, yun yung my side. So, I produce this designs that are hard to replicate. Kumbaga, ikaw lang yung meron nun, yung design na yon. So, that's one strategy that you can do. And then, pricing strategy, offer volume discount to encourage larger orders. So, yon. So, if they're going to order 50 pieces, 100 pieces, offer them cheaper price. Kasi, again, end of the day, yung margin mo dito, it's very high that you can, kumbaga, bargain it to your client. And still, you're earning. And then create tier pricing based on customization level. So, for example, they want this type of color. Ayun pala, I forgot to mention, newer model of 3D printers, they have multicolor. For example, this one, the Bamboo Lab, their base AMS, they call it the AMS, is you can put 4 colors instantly here. Yeah. So, for example, I'm just going to grab here and then put here the different colors. So, have up to 16 colors. You just have to stock this AMS system. Before, you can only print 1 color. So that's a disadvantage before. But now, you have this technology that you can pass multiple colors. And yun yung example ko kanina. This is the shoe, di ba? So you can see there's a black, white, pink. So paano nangyayari yan? Which is ito na yan. Nagkakaroon ng multicolor process. And multicolor process is more expensive than the typical 1 color. Kasi yun nga, it takes several hours for you to print it. And yun nga, ikaw lang na. Kasi, for example, you have this unique color, and ikaw lang yung ikanon, and hindi ka i-produce ng iba. So, that's one advantage as well for you to tweak. And then, we also have the bundle products, increase average order value. So, if you have, let's say, for example, this one, dito applicable yan. So, we have this, what you call, surprise egg. So, sometimes we just sell the surprise egg without yung laman. Pero, if we bundle it with this one, like the mini shark, the toy, so it will be more expensive. then I mean, it will be cheaper or depende, cheaper or expensive if we bundle it with different toys inside. So, yeah. And then, test premium pricing or exclusive limited edition items. So, yun. So, again, there's a lot of things that you can do in terms of marketing, in terms of designing, and so on. Minimize waste. Ayun. Also, you will see, a while ago, I showed you this one, the poop. They call it the poop. Poop meaning kasi pag multicolor, you need to, here, yan, show. Okay. Focus. Yan, alright. So you can see here, this is a poop. Kasi once it switch, for example, it did to switch from color pink to color black. You will see that the texture here, yeah, tweak from color pink to color black. You will see that in order for it to switch to another color, it needs to poop out yung existing color na nakakablur na yan. So you will see there the tube there. So the filament goes inside that and it extrudes the object. Actually, I'll try to zoom if you can zoom here. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So focus lang. All right, good. So you can see here, there's a tube there sa above, ayan, and then it will show here. Kumbaga, it will parang push down yung. All right, so that's how it works. Yung, ayan. And this one, you can actually still use this to create a new object. So if you will watch other content creators, to, and then they still producing melted object style from that. So, and yung iba, they also reproduce it to create another filament. Kumbaga, yung role ng filament na to because there are also other parang machines that you just have to put all yung parang excess na filaments na ginamit mo and then you're just going and then it will produce a new type of filament na, diba? So parang coconut, right? The coconut or the coconut tree, puno, it can be a lumber, yung coconut, may buko juice, may ng coconut, di ba? And so and so. Parang ganun yung idea din ng filament. So, no. And then, let's see here. So, marketing. So, the marketing part now is the good thing here is it's really now easier to market the product because we have social media, we have marketplaces, we have platforms that you can sell like Lazada, Shopee, TikTok, Facebook, and so on and so forth. You can even sell it international, like in Etsy, Amazon, and the potential of earning from this business is unlimited. So, yeah. And global market, yun nga, eBay, Amazon, and you can even sell it globally. And if you want to create your own store, that's what we do. So currently ang under construction yung site namin, but then we'll be soon selling these machines as well there and the filaments and the objects because also we want to help other business owners to start their 3D printing business because again, end of the day, we cannot cater all the huge market for this industry. Because again, the more machines you have, syempre, the more chances that you can cater more clients. But then if you don't have more machines, you cannot cater more clients. So that's kumbaga, that's the commodity problem na ng industry na to. So there are a lot of 3D businesses out there na, but then end of the day, we still cannot cater the need of the market. So this is a growing market and it's rapidly growing now because with the help of AI, because you can now easily produce 3D objects with the help of AI and at the same time, even though you don't have knowledge in 3D designing, you can produce any object. Basta you just know how to prompt it sa mga AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, and so on and so forth. And content marketing is the typical way you can create your short reels, di ba? So ngayon, it's very popular yung mga videos that you do the time-lapse video while this one is printing, you shoot the video. So naku-curious yung tao, ganun pala. And even though you're revealing how to create it, they're still buying the object kasi nga, natuwa sila doon sa object na nakikita nila. So that's the beauty of this business kasi even though you're revealing the secrets on how to create the object, it's still not in a way you are revealing then you're not selling your business na in a way na malulugi yung business mo. Kasi nga, end of the day, everyone has this creativity that only those creators can create, diba? So, yun yung parang huge value proposition when it comes to the 3D printing industry. Ayan. So, I think this is my last slide. And to get started, keep learning. Ayan. So, if you want to start with this journey, all you need to do is just begin with a reliable printer. Yan. You can start with the Bamboo Lab A1 or the Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. A smaller version yan nung machine that is around less than 20,000. So, you can start your own ano na. And actually, there are way cheaper than 20,000. But then again, I'm not saying that I don't recommend it. But if you want to start yung parang learning curve ng mga pricier, kasi there are 3D printers that cost around less than 10,000 pesos. Or even, parang ngayon, you can buy a second hand na 5,000 pesos lang. You already have a 3D printer. But then the learning curve is actually quite steep. Kailangan mo talaga how to use the 3D printer or how to tweak the settings. Not like this one, yung mga quite pricier 3D printers, automatic na bed leveling, kumbaga ayos, and so on and so forth. Kumbaga, out of the box. You just put the object to the machine, the software in the machine, and then you just print it and as is out of the box. Like this one. This is out of the box 3D printed by this machine. No 3D print niya. So this one, wala kaming ginawang settings. We just open it. Kasi usually some of the machines, they have this USB na mga 3D print, like free samples that you can print and you can produce. And the vase is one of those. And also this example I got that you can print and you can just try it and then you can produce na yung mga objects na gusto mo. So yan. And then next, create a small product. Again, small quantity. Oh, okay. Let's say I want this type of design and so on and so forth. You can produce that design and then write it immediately. Kung work, you can easily do it immediately on the fly. So, yeah, for example, sa amin, we have this client na gusto and so on and so forth. Sabi na, kagad and so on and so forth. Back and forth kagad kami. And madali yung process. So that's the beauty of this business. And then reinvest profit into additional equipment, materials, and marketing on your business as your business grows. So with that said, yeah, the more machines you have, the easier to scale the business of this farm of your 3D. Because if you want to make it parang very profitable and scalable, all you need to do, just buy more printers and you can produce more objects. Ayan. And yan, collaborate with the community. So the good thing also here, the community here are not gatekeepers. They share the knowledge, they share their skills, they can help you troubleshooting your machine, they can help you produce the best output on your machines, and you can watch a lot of tutorials online available, and even the manufacturer itself. Kung may problem kayo, the support is there. You can easily ask them, hey, I have this problem, blah, 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 and so on. They can easily provide you with that support. And there. So I think Miss Janet will jump to the invitation for our next collaboration with here. And I'm excited to actually meet some of you in the future because we'll be having a physical workshop that you can actually experience it. Kasi, yun nga, with this industry, it's really hard to parang to grasp it eh. If you're not physically there, producing the product and tinkering the machines. So that's why I encourage you in the future. Ms. Chat will announce it, the workshop that we're planning and hands-on to teach you from the ground up. From creating your own product to producing it and manufacture and sell it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Randolph. So, kaya I hope you're equally excited as I am in terms of the potential of the GFA Kronos community, no? Actually, it's a sign. I think I should really call it as a sign kasi nung gusto ko mag 3D printing, paulit ako ng mga videos and everything. And then one day nag-catch up kami ni Randolph and I were able to catch up. And then he was telling me what he was doing. So I told him that I'm actually into forming Global from Asia chapters. And I pitched to him the idea of becoming a GFA Kronos chapter leader. So let me proceed now. So let's now proceed with the proper overview of the GFA. For those of you who joined us before, thank you again for joining us. And for those of you joining us for the first time, thank you for staying. This is a very brief presentation, and then we will proceed to the Q&A. So the idea behind the Global from Asia is we want to build a cross-border e-commerce community, and we want to empower local leaders in that regard because we still believe that there's a huge potential for cross-border e-commerce, even if, of course, there are a lot of challenges right now, like tariffs and all, but with the negotiations happening between countries, I think things have improved significantly. So sooner or later, I believe we will be returning to normal. And of course, although not other countries are can say the same, but for countries like the Philippines, we can benefit from the dynamic changes in the market as to where products can be possibly sourced. And I think for a lot of the global sellers, there's a challenge. Like for us Filipinos who would like to sell on Amazon, usually sourcing products can be quite difficult and having them manufactured as well. That is why I believe 3D printing has a lot of potential, no? Of course, we can sell digital products, but if you want to diversify your products, or maybe digital products is not your cup of tea, then digital products actual physical products can be of interest. And as Randolph said, no, there are a lot of challenges also in any business, and that is why being part of a community can also help you overcome hurdles like logistics, compliance, so dealing with market saturation if that is a concern, and how to increase the trust that for your brand, no, and also dealing with potential fraud, no. And we believe that community matters in cross-border e-commerce, no? Because you can consolidate. The community can consolidate and help one another. So, for example, if you're going to ship products, let's say you're only going to ship 5 kilos worth of products, but you were told that if you ship 10 kilos, you might be able to save more. If you're part of a community, then you can consolidate being part of a community and do a group shipping so that you can save on costs. So there are many ways to go about it. And that is why I think building a community of like-minded folks can be a good start. There's opportunity for networking. I think what will make GFA Chronos chapter different is that all of the meetups will be in person because it cannot be via Zoom. It's hard to give tips via Zoom for this nature of business. It really has to be face to face. Although maybe for starters, we will have to limit ourselves to the location where Randolph is in. However, as we get more members who might be into this space, then maybe we can also move around and do the sessions on the locations of other members who are also into 3D printing, so that we can really, what do you call that, foster that community of 3D printers and be able to learn from the experiences, best practices. Who knows, do you have a concern with your machine, or maybe there's something that you want to do but you haven't maximized it. So I guess being part of a community and exchanging experiences with others will allow you to learn more, no? Like in our case, our first chapter for GFA was the GFA Nexus chapter, which specializes on print on demand. And in fact, apart from holding meetups in Quezon City, we also held meetups already in Davao Bukidnon because we have members and got together to work on our print on demand and digital publishing projects. So I'm excited with Kronos that we hope to be able to meet other print on demand enthusiasts and host meetups in various locations based also on the members who will be joining the community. So Global from Asia, just to give you an idea, was actually a blog started by Michael Michelini. I met Michael Michelini in the early 2000s because I also have my own community, which was the Digital Filipino Club. He attended one of our e-commerce summits at that time. And then we kept in touch. And in fact, I organized seminars for him here on how to work with manufacturers in China, how to register your brand and protect your brand on Amazon, how to build your brand on Amazon and even sell your Amazon store if somebody wants to take over it and you want to build another. And he actually owns several Amazon stores with products being manufactured in India, Thailand, and in China. So even for him, the 3D printing space is quite new. And because of his experience, as he documents his experience through his Global from Asia site, it eventually turned to a community. He ended up having a GFA VIP community, and most of them are composed of Amazon sellers who are manufacturing their products in this part of the world. No? And last year, I mean, for the past 2 years since the pandemic, we've been working on several concerns together. Like I was working as a coach for the team, among others. And then one of the things that we agreed upon is to set up the GFA decentralized project where I am the decentralized project head. So the idea is to create GFA chapters in different parts of the world, depending on and focusing on their niche or expertise, and hopefully, we can connect our members together from different parts of the world and explore areas where they could collaborate. So, that is the main idea behind it. So, for thought leaders like Randolph, we hope that through the GFA community, he'll be able to expand his network, and the members also gain access to exclusive resources and host and organize events through the community. We will also be organizing activities like the Cross-Border Matchmaker Expo soon. In fact, we're going to have an activity this coming August, and depending on availability and depending on how the Chronos chapter will grow, we hope they'll be able to join that as well. It is scheduled on the first Saturday of August, where we're thinking of organizing like a creator summit, but instead of content creators like vloggers, our definition of creators are book publishers, like you author the book and publish it on Amazon, or maybe you create print on demand type of products, you create coloring books or materials that you can sell online, or 3D printers. Maybe you have products that you would like to, that you have sold, no? So we would like to foster some sort of a creator maker community. So that is one meetup that we're organizing this coming first week of August. We already eyed on a place in Quezon City. Okay naman yung setup, buffet yung food, and they're charging us a reasonable rate. So we'll be announcing that soon, no, for those of you who might be interested to to join. And one of the things that I'm also quite excited about is the Cross Border Summit. Actually, I got the chance to attend the Cross Border Summit before the pandemic. And I attended the one in China at Shenzhen, China. And I was amazed. And I think up to today, up to 90% of the participants in Cross Border Summit are actually expatriates. These are mostly Amazon sellers who are doing business in this part of the world. So Beltran of the Nexus chapter will be speaking at this event to talk about print on demand, and Randolph now being part of the organizing chapter. We will also be I will also be making arrangements so that we can have him as a speaker at the Cross Border Summit event. And so far we have members in our existing chapters where they will be able to join the summit and also showcase their products the event. And of course, no, if you are a service provider, joining a cross-border summit will allow you to meet Amazon sellers. Of course, you may be able to pitch your services to the Amazon sellers who are attending the event, no? So in fact, yung mga activities nila they organize mga masterminds, no? Sa Thailand yata, they really like going, they really like jumping onto a yacht and do their mastermind there, where the Amazon sellers share experience with each other, and they even pay a premium fee for it, no? From 900 to $1,200 for 3 to 4 days just for them to talk to each other and bond and network with fellow sellers. So and then so the Cross Border Summit, this will be happening in Chiang Mai this coming November 3 to 7. So we hope we will be organizing a group who will be going there. At least siguro mga 10 Filipinos be joining there. So we have already 2 Filipino speakers with NAP, and we'll be adding Randolph to be part of the roster. And hopefully, if we organize more chapters in other parts of the world or in the country, we can also make them part of the decentralized chapter panel. No? Maybe what I can do is, I'm not sure how my internet is doing, if I can share a video, maybe later during the Q&A part. We also have premium content on the GFA website. Although we're making some updates now on the GFA website, but this month we will be orienting our members on how they can really access the site and maximize the content that is available there. So the kind of people that we're looking for to join GFA are entrepreneurs. In fact, it's not necessarily open to the public. We really screen the members. So it's either the people that the more or less refer, it's a referral system, or maybe they express their interest on the website. And if we don't know them, we also vet and we really interview them. Because right now, of course, they cannot help no with a lot of the scams that are happening here and there. We want to make sure that we're really dealing with people who are there to become part of the community and help benefit and help fellow members build that relationship. So we're looking at entrepreneurs, product and design creators, marketplace sellers, importers, exporters, manufacturers. So if you're in the 3D printing space, I could say that maybe you're in the product design creator space, but you can also be considered in the manufacturer space. So I'm glad that we are expanding. So for the GFA Chronos chapter, by the way, so today we're launching it. And so far, with all the benefits that the members can get from the workshops, the community, and the business matchmaking opportunities, the assumed value of the benefits of being a chapter member is around $6,000 in a year. And of course, when we started GFA, the original membership price of GFA internationally is $497, no? Pero we have a special rate for the local chapter because we really want to grow the local chapter. So Randolph mentioned that we're going to have a workshop. This will be on July 12, 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. Sorry, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Sorry, Randolph. Hindi pa yan 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. That's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's a 3-hour workshop. It's gonna be on site at his 3D printing lab in Parañaque City. The exact location will be disclosed to members. No? However, Randolph said na dapat 6 participants lang kasi since magki-create ng mga outputs ng members, so dapat limited lang siya. No? So in case you'll be interested to join the community, so instead of $497 a year, the yearly rate will only be $200. And then every month, you'll be able to meet up with Randolph for your 3D projects. Pero as Randolph told me, he will not just limit himself to 3D printing. We will also be doing sessions about AI and WordPress, no? Since he maintains a lot of WordPress websites and e-commerce websites and using AI as tools, no, for maintaining those sites. So he will be sharing his insights on that also, but on a different session, and it will be accessible to GFA Chronos chapter members. Kasi obvious naman, di ba, Randolph is so techy, so he's a little bit different. And by the way, for the first bootcamp, we will focus on corporate giveaways. So we will talk about creating corporate giveaways that sell. So he will guide participants in terms of designing your branded giveaways. Of course, all the products that he has shown earlier that can be printed can be packaged as a branded corporate giveaway. Using AI tools to generate unique product ideas. As Randolph said, even if you are not a 3D designer, because of AI, with the right prompt, you'll be able to create your own unique product ideas that you can print and learn what works in B2B gifting and branding. And we'll also talk about monetization tips for creative entrepreneurs. No? So if this is something that will interest you, I hope that you will take the time to join, and you can message me or message Randolph if you want to join the community, and it's on a first come first serve, no? And then maybe later, if you don't have a 3D printer yet, we can actually ako bibili na ako ng 3D printer. In time for the workshop of Randolph. So I think I will buy it and then claim it on the day of the workshop so that I can break it in during the workshop itself. You can bring your own 3D printer if you like during the training, or you can bring a laptop and then we will print the design using Randolph's printers, no, on July 12. And if you join the community and you also have a 3D printing lab, then maybe moving forward, we can also hold the events at your area. So kindly pardon my mistake on the flyer. It will be from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's going to be a 3 hour activity, but of course it can be extended with all the chika chika that might happen afterwards. And then we will have monthly meetups from there. All right. So, okay. So Randolph showed a lot of stuff earlier, right? So he showed that the mini shoe. And then actually he also posted something in his Facebook that I don't know, what do you call that? Is that I don't have the right word for it. What's that white thing, Randolph, that you
Me
posted?
Dragon.
And then of course earlier during the session, Randolph was also showing his 3D printers on the background. And I think he has more, no? He cannot just show the whole site, no? So we're really excited about this activity. So if you're interested to join GFA and be part of the Kronos chapter, so you can contact us if you want to join, and then we will give you a link so that you can process. And I think we also requested Randolph if he can give us some information on where to buy the 3D printers for those of us newbies that may need guidance. I think he will be showing some information about that later as well. So our vision for the Global from Asia decentralized chapter is that we believe in empowering local entrepreneurs to thrive in a globally connected world. We want to build decentralized networks of leaders, entrepreneurs who collaborate, innovate, and drive local and global impact. Our core values includes community, innovation, and empowerment. So we want to empower one another. And we always believe that the market is so big, no? There's a slice, anyone can claim a slice or a taste of it, no? The market is so big to be so concerned about competition, no? I think there's a lot of opportunities for collaboration instead, no? Not just cooperation. So if you have questions, you can ask me about it. But for now, I will also open the floor for questions that you may have on to Randolph. Actually, the GFA founder, no, si Michael Michelina is with us right now, but maybe I would like him to hear some of the questions first before we ask him to speak to everyone. Okay, so do we have questions from participants? So Sally, maybe we can allow everyone to mute themselves, no? So let me do that so that for those of you who would like to unmute yourself and ask questions, you can now do so. You can also raise your hand if you want to be acknowledged first, if you want to ask questions. So I'd like to thank Adrian, Bea, Beverly, Brenda, Emmy, Gladys, Henry James, Jane Raphael, Jennifer, Victoria, and William. So, does anyone have a question? So, there's a question here. Adrian, thank you so much. No, Sally, I believe Adrian from India would like to join. Can you send him the link for joining GFA? No, so maybe we can email him later about it so that
Yes, Miss Ju.
um we,
Okay.
we can email him after the session about it. Let's finalize it. And Beverly has a question. Beverly from Bohol. Beverly, I hope you can also unmute your microphone o mag-ask ng question, ah. I am interested on making a family or couple out of 3D printing. What printer and materials are required for it? Although Randolph, you showed that earlier, feel free to share your screen again, but maybe briefly explain the answer. By the way, Randolph, Beverly is actually in the 3D is in the printing business. She prints shirts, tarpaulins, and the likes. So during our session, I encourage her to explore venturing into 3D printing too. Would you like to share your screen again, Randolph, dun sa part ng what printer and materials are required for it? Maybe you can share it to her again. So maybe you can show yung Diba there's the entry level that is less than
Yes.
20,000?
Yeah, I hear.
Okay,
Okay.
can you share it again and
Yeah,
explain?
actually, while waiting, the question, is it a couple design or to any specific? Para I can provide more specific detail.
Beverly, can you unmute your microphone, Beverly?
Hello, sir.
Okay, go
Hi,
ahead.
Kimberly. Yeah.
Hello, good noon, everyone. Ano siya, sir, yung ngayon sa online, I'm interested on it. Yung mga may piniprint na for souvenirs for weddings and for anniversaries or family for souvenirs.
I see. Alright. So there are a lot of ano kasi, like sabi ko nga, different opportunities are unlimited eh. Kumbaga, if you want to start with those kind of design, so you will definitely, and yun nga, sa sizes, we have different sizes of printers as well. But if you want to start in a way, if budget is not a problem, so I recommend jumping into the mid-tier printers na kasi most of it can handle all the types of filament na ano, which is here. Hold on.
Yung multicolor, no? Para
Yeah, the
she can print.
multicolor. Correct. So before kasi, again, printers only can cater one color before. But now, they have this feature that you can cater multicolors up to, by baseline is 4 colors by default now. But you can still expand it as long as you add the different bay or yung parang system nila.
So
So
if
that's
you add
very
the
good.
base, it can reach up to 16. And then,
16, yes.
like the box behind you, is the starting price for that 30,000?
This one, I think it ranges from 40 to 70,000. Yung ano
Okay,
na
and then the printer itself,
tama yan.
you're
This package.
referring to
Package siya to.
and that will allow you to print multiple
Colors. But
colors,
actually
no?
here on the top, this open bed, it's the same, but it's around less than 30,000. So
Ah,
this
so
is,
that one can
yes, that's
also,
why. Actually, yung
so
bibili ni Ma'am Janet,
that's the
yung
Creality Ender series. Is that correct?
this one, no, this is the Bamboo Lab A1. The one that Miss Janet is going to purchase, the A1 Mini, is a smaller version lang nito. But it can still print multicolors. So that's just around 20,000 above. So that's the best siguro entry. So the main difference lang naman is actually the bed size. So this one, it's like siguro niya. So if you're printing small objects lang naman, most of the designs, kasi it depends on the strategy that you're doing. Again, if you have more knowledge sa pag-create ng 3D, you can slice the object eh. And then merge it na lang eh. In the actual parang output na. You can stick the different parts of the 3D object. So that's one strategy as well. But if you want to lessen that assembly part, you can buy the bigger machines na. Okay? Next is the object that you're trying to. Most of 3D objects naman ngayon can be printed using the PLA. And most of the PLA naman yan, there are different types of PLA which we'll be discussing on the hands-on as well. Kasi ngayon, mahirap siya, it's very technical to explain. But you can search it online. So there are different types of PLA. Ngayon may PLA Plus, may CF, blah, 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 and so on. So there's a different types. But the main thing that you just need to know is what are you going to use the object that you're going to print? For example, are you going to use it outdoor? Are you going to use it indoor? Are you going to use it for moving object, or is it apart, and so on and so forth, right? So, but if you're going to just create it on a typical prototyping scenario, like what we're doing now, the normal PLA is actually good na. It can stand more than 5 years. Hindi pa rin magidak na yon or yung object na yon. Kasi most of the, like say, fake filaments, actually there are fake filaments. If if hindi niyo alam niyo, after 3 years, 5 years, nagiging crumble na sila. Parang breadcrumbs yung naging sila. So that's the parang disadvantage lang if you're not buying known brands in the filament materials. Pero yun, most of it PLA, but if you're going to use it for outdoor, for example, you mentioned couple, so pwede bang parang let's say ano yan, frame or souvenir that they will bring outside sa garden and so on, you will be
Or
buying.
wedding, token.
Yeah, that the PLA will work, and the PETG or the different materials na you can consider, it will work naman. And most of again, PLA will work most use case, and that's the cheapest filament that you can buy that ranges around siguro 500 to 700. Mahal na siguro 900, makikita mo. But you can already produce hundreds of objects depending on the sizes that you are going to produce.
Okay. Rando, we have a question also from Victoria. Is a RD mini house feasible? Victoria, would you like to unmute your microphone and further elaborate on the question, if that's okay with
RD?
you?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Victoria. I'm just wondering if that is feasible, like scale model for like
Yeah, yes,
architectural
yes.
firm.
Architect,
So
yes.
yeah, because
Correct.
we have an architectural firm. Now, I think it's also a big help aside from the 3D that we give them.
Yes.
Baka it
Correct.
will help also if we print one.
Correct.
Experience. Is it doable?
Yes, definitely. It's actually one perfect example of a 3D na alternative from the diorama, di ba, na mga large miniature scale version ng architecture. Actually, our neighbor office is actually a builder. So, they're actually an architect and they're one of our clients as well na nagpapabuild sa amin na scale version ng mga projects nila. So, they just send the 3D object nila, and then we scale it down to the right scale that they want, and then you can print it. But then again, if you're in-house sa inyo mismo, you can buy the 3D printer, and then you just learn how to scale it down or tweak the 3D, and then you can manufacture your own architectural scale model na nung mga designs. That's
Okay,
perfectly
question.
applicable.
How hard it is to operate? Like you mentioned na back then it's so hard, but now it has an app. Do you
Yes.
think like for practical reasons to outsource or to buy?
To ask first sa iyo, how are you the one producing the 3D design or you outsource it
Yes.
as well? Ikaw
That
naman.
different kami. We have our own design team.
Technically, the object that yung 3D printed that you have exported, it's the same object that you will import to the slicer or the software of the 3D.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it will just have a button there. Click slice. The slice term is like convert this into a 3D printable object. And then
Oh,
once you
okay.
do that, it will convert it into a layer by layer. So
How
click
more or less how much is the software?
It's free. It's free actually. It's part of the when you buy the machine, kasama na siya.
Okay.
Yes.
Sige, with the scale model, I'm thinking which machine it should
It
fit.
depends on the size, but since you're not too complicated, you're not parang into the different materials, any objects that any machine that you see here in the background is applicable sa'yo. The only thing that you need to consider is the speed. So this one, as you can see, this is the fastest printer we have here. It can print 3 minutes faster than this machine.
Okay. Question.
That's the thing, yes.
Meaning 3 minutes faster. Like for example, that machine cost more or less how much?
It's actually cheaper than this one. Kasi this one, it's like this is the Apple 3D printing. This is the Android of 3D printing.
Okay.
That's the line. So this is 40,000. This is actually just less than 30,000 or 30,000, I think. And this is larger. So the bed size niya is actually
Shop na either SketchUp or
yes,
yung mga
OBJ or STL file. And then that
STL.
yes,
The STL file, ipapasok ko doon sa software.
yes, correct.
Oh, sige.
Thank
Mine na.
you.
Please bring in my office on Monday.
Randolph, okay, we'll talk later. Okay.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Okay. And then of course we're very glad that Michael Michelini, founder of Global from Asia, is with us. Michael,
Hello.
thank you so
Randolph.
much for joining. Would you like to say something to everyone?
Sure, it's exciting. All the passionate questions from entrepreneurs and people trying to make better opportunities for themselves and their lives, their families. So it's great. It's exciting. I'm studying it right now about 3D printer. We need it for the cross-border summit, Jeanette. So
Yes.
yeah.
I think we need to include. I will be suggesting to include Randolph in the roster so that we
Yeah,
can
it seems
also
like it.
display some of the outputs, and hopefully we can encourage also 3D printing advocates in Thailand also to join the community.
I think so. Yeah, that's what I heard Jeanette say about the decentralized chapters. So yeah, Randolph, congratulations on launching your chapter, and we're very lucky to have Jeanette on board with this model, and we're excited to expand and help people go into new opportunities. We started in 2013 as a podcast and blog and have expanded. We've been doing events since 2015, 2016, and We do annual conference and meetups and webinars and everything, and it's just really exciting to continue to expand with more chapters, more experts in verticals like 3D printing, and we're here to support the growth of the chapter and this initiative. So thank you all for being here, and thanks, Randolph, for your passion and support and inspiration.
Yes. So for those of you who will be joining the community, we will be sending you a link later. And then, so I guess we already have a commitment from Adrian and then from Victoria. And then we will be sharing the poster also. So for those of you who will be joining us on July 12 at Parañaque City from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. so that you can see the actual hands-on workshop. And of course, the more chapters we have, we can also move around so that in the future we can also do the hands-on, the meetups, the monthly meetups for the 3D printers, to 3D printing enthusiasts to come together and share their work. And so we will also be moving to other locations. But we will kick off in Parañaque so that we can maximize the machines that Randolph has. Are there any other questions from our participants? So I'm curious if Bea or Beverly, Brenda, Emmy, Gladys, and Victoria, if you still have questions. If none, we will end the
If
session.
permission to
Yes,
speak, ma'am.
go ahead.
I'm curious about this another reality ender series for a startup. Pwede
Yes, actually, Creality is one of their emerging brand. Although they've mas nauna pa sila kay Bamboo. So sila actually one of the first two brands that to enter the market in the entry level 3D printing. And one of their popular printers back then is the Ender 3 series or the Ender series they call it. Ngayon kasi they've converted it into I think the Creality A series
You have
na.
a Creality there?
Yeah,
Yan ba na
actually
mo? That's Creality. So,
siya.
and then behind you is the Bamboo Lab. Is that
Bamboo
correct?
Lab and Elegu, this one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then the one on top, that's the
Boss, Mambo
oh,
A1 series. Yeah.
oh, okay,
So, yeah.
okay.
For the quality, actually, most of the 3D printers, the good thing naman with the most of the 3D printers out there in the market, they're there's no parang huge difference na eh. Yun eh. Because again, end of the day, open source yung software, open source yung platform. So most of them, kung ano available dito. And most of the parang advantage na lang ng ibang software ay ibang 3D printers is yung ecosystem. Like for example, like I mentioned a while ago, Bamboo Lab is like Apple. So if you have an iPhone, if you have a tablet, if you have a laptop, they talk to each other. So that's the technology of the Bamboo Lab. So the Creality, they're going there as well. So they also have this app, they also have the software, and then it talks to the hardware. So but with the Bamboo Lab, nila, mas integrated na meron silang mobile app, and then meron silang software that you can remotely. Pero end of the day, it depends on your need. So most of those parang you're just paying for the premium price of those because of convenience. So what if hindi niyo naman para mo maximize sa convenience na yon, alternative brands as well, the Elegoo and Creality, which is I also recommend because of their speed, can still be a good alternative for most 3D printers.
Okay.
Sir, yung speed niya is much lesser
Yes.
than the
No, it's also almost the same lang ngayon. So sometimes naunang na manufacture yung ito. For example, this one came 3 years ago or 4 years ago na ata eh. And then mas bago nilang model, which is I think this is the high combo yun and to the box. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I-unboxing pa.
Yeah, unboxing ko po siya.
Oo,
Right,
okay.
correct. That's the unit. So that's the high combo. It also comes with the AMS. So this one with the similar with the parang 4 colors na available siya. Multicolor na rin siya. But it's way cheaper than this one. So it's like this one you can buy this for around 40 to 50,000. That one is around 30,000 lang ata.
Okay.
Actually this one. Yeah. Those are the filaments. Yeah. So that's why I encourage sa workshop that to visit the kasi you will see the different colors eh. And you will appreciate the different parang texture as well of the different materials. Yeah. Those are the different filaments that we are selling as well. Yeah. And we also use it as well kasi we also do the manufacturing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So I'm excited for July 12. So finally getting my hands into 3D printing so that Michael, once I open my Amazon store, I have actual products. And
Ex-
we hope to encourage also other members to consolidate and maybe we can have a shared marketplace for products that are made by us, no? So that's also the idea there. So anyway, if we still have questions? If there are no more questions, thank you everyone for joining us. I will be sharing the announcement for our webinar, the AI plus 3D printing bootcamp, create corporate giveaways that sell. So we will start the bootcamp with corporate giveaways. And then from there, we will move on to other types because as Randolph has shown, there are a lot of products that you can actually create with 3D printing, no? Can you show again, Randolph, yung slide where the other products that can be created? So what we plan to do is in the succeeding months, we will also look into the product category. So we will have niche boot camps focus on the other type of products. No? Di ba, Rando, we have that slide. So we will be starting with, asan na yan? Yung mga products. Yan. So we will be starting with corporate giveaways and then we will move on to other products as well. So in the months to come, no? So every month we will have a theme, but then at the same time, we will also use that as an opportunity to meet up with members. So once you are a member, you will be able to join the monthly meetups and maximize also the product creation process. So if you're really into product creation, especially if you're preparing for the holiday season, you want to be able to create your own products and sell. I hope this is an investment that you can look into. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Michael, thank you. Thank you. I hope it's okay. Sali natin, we can include Randolph in CBS.
Please,
Yes,
yes,
of
yes,
course, definitely.
we want
Okay.
this. Yes,
Yes. All
it'd be
right.
great.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a
All right,
great day.
thanks
And
everybody.
Sally will
Thank
be
you all.
posting the video on the GFA website, and
And
she will be
plus,
sending an email blast once the video is up. So for those who missed it, and for those who wants to watch it again, can do so. Thank you, everyone.
thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.